Hey everybody, I'm playing Space Invaders on Game Boy Color today. So I think most people have played Space Invaders before. Typically I'll try to run into a game that I haven't played in either a long time or I've never played. So over 50% of the games I play are games I've never played, and I play them typically 100% cold, other than like maybe loading the game and testing the controls. And my experience with this is I've played it in arcades, but I've never actually. Um, I've it's been a while, and this looks like a different version than what I played in your typical nickel or quarter arcade or dime arcade in Southern California, which is where I kind of grew up playing arcade games. I used to go to a place called Wonderland, and it was really awesome. Super cheap, and you could spend a whole day, a whole evening there on like $10 or less. Okay, so I'm just gonna try this. Okay, it's one of those games where I'm probably not gonna save state. Oh my gosh. So, if you press too fast, it doesn't... There we go. So, oh, cool. So you can, like, actually zip. Can I shoot bombs? So, it doesn't really help you to shoot too rapidly. What the heck is... Oh, it's this... Okay, these blocks. See, the blocks... I remember that now. So you have a little bit of shields. So, here we go. The design is different. It's a little bit more advanced than like the Atari 2600 version. Okay, uh-oh. They're getting faster. I can beat this, no problem. Yep, there we go. Okay. Cool. So, I like chess. Very simple game. I remember there's with that Adam Sandler movie where they, what was it called? Pixels. That was actually right up there with Grown Ups in terms of, I like Adam Sandler. I really like the other guys. I like, well, no, it wasn't the other guys. I'm sorry. It was the one where he was with David Spade in Puerto Rico, and I actually really liked Gooby Halloween. I know it was this really stupid humor, but that was that was a pretty funny movie. I did not like Pixels. I did not like Grown Ups. I think both of those. Grown Ups is kind of a franchise. Fortunately, Pixels isn't a franchise. Oh, I forgot you can choose the lasers. But I thought Pixels was just really snore. I didn't really like it at all. There's so many things they could have done better, and I just kind of sat through it. You know, oh, come on. Ooh. Yes. Okay, who's this guy? Woo! He got me something. So, but yeah, typically I think his movies are good. I don't really like the more serious ones. I think he's trying to branch out, especially since he's getting a little older. He did, what was it, Uncut Gems, and that's like kind of a mobster movie, and it's really intense. So I kind of watched 10 or 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, yeah, doesn't feel like the Sandler I'm used to. So he's definitely typecasted, and right now he has a Netflix deal. So you see a ton of stuff coming out on Netflix. He's really productive on there. And Hubie Halloween was a throwback to, like, even though Billy Madison actually wasn't really a good movie to me at all, it's a throwback to, like, Happy Gilmore, which is like a classic. And then people liked Waterboy. I didn't particularly like it that much, but definitely it was a throwback to that kind of humor. And he actually used the same voice. He kind of used his Waterboy voice when he did the Halloween. And I'd actually visited Salem, where the movie took place. It was after Halloween, so it was like fall, almost winter time frame. I think it was December 2015, and it's interesting. It's really small town. You don't really see a lot there. There's a lot of witch and kind of scary tourism there. They have Salem Witch Trials Museum, and I was actually thinking about going back and during Halloween. Cause that's, oh no, I died. Apparently that's like the biggest holiday for them. But it took place, Hubie Halloween took a place up there, and it was fun to watch, you know. Plus my family's actually from the Northeast. They've all moved south. But anyway, so Pixels they had a scene where they were playing this game, and I just thought it was really stupid, and the graphics looked bad. I mean, you know, granted, it's an Adam Sandler movie, but it wasn't even fun for me to watch, and so I think the movie kind of did bad because even gamers, I'm kind of like a casual gamer, but some people will take it way more seriously, but even people who enjoy video games were like, ugh, this is horrible. So that wasn't a particularly good movie. I'm glad they didn't make a second one. But some of his films that, you know, I also liked, what was it, Mr. Deeds. I thought that was funny, especially the Pizza Hut, or the, oh no, they're about to get me. The pizza parlor fight between the Berta, that lady from 2.5 Men, who she passed away recently, unfortunately, and then you had I forget her name, the other one, but I thought it was really funny. Okay, I'm gonna do one more continue, and then I'll just I'll quit here. But going back to this game, as you can see, it's really similar to the. You can't really do a whole lot with this type of game, other than maybe change the skins, the designs, the level designs, but the playability is going to be pretty much the same. So like I don't remember in the original Atari 2600 if I could, if you could zip. I'll probably try it at some point just to see. But you know, here you're basically just doing the same strategy as you would play with any of these Space Invader games. You just try to take out the ships before they eventually speed up and get you. And sometimes you get power-ups. Shield boost, nice. Okay. Fire. What's that? Fire. Yes. Get to level 7, that's not bad. Yeah, so the other thing is my channel, I've noticed that I'm one of many people who kind of just play games and then post. I've noticed that people really like to see the dialogue, which takes a little more effort for me to set up, but it's fun because it's like cathartic for me. I get to just talk through some things, and people seem to really enjoy it. So there's interaction. Comments have been pretty good lately. They've been pretty helpful. I get some of my ideas from what people post on the comments, and I've got a couple people who are like really active on there. And I appreciate that. Thanks guys and girls. But it's fun. Now, when I first started the channel, I do like retro channel reviews too. It was a lot of predominantly negative comments, and it almost made me want to just not do this. But once you get established, people seem to be genuinely interested in the product, and you get more stable followers who like to comment on what you're doing. They're like, oh, did you think about this? And people are really knowledgeable. It's great. Nice, that was a cool move. But it's also if people are posting things that are helpful, like, hey, I didn't like this because this is where this information is, and they provide something that's substance-based and actually can be used for another video, that's really helpful. If they post something that's like, your video sucked, you should die, of course, I'm at the point where I'm just going to block that. I don't get in arguments with people online. It's not worth it. You're never going to... I've already got family holidays where I have to play Civil anyway, so when you look at randos online, do you really want to argue with these people who have such a deep-seated opinion that they're not going to change it for you who they've never met? So it's not worth it to me. So and plus if people are saying the same thing repeatedly, I kind of tune it out. But I do. Just to be fair, I factor it into my next video. So if somebody's like, hey, the audio needs some work. For example, I got some new equipment. So I had a Yeti microphone, which I was very sad the charger broke. Those things could last through a nuclear war, but the charger was very poorly designed, so it broke. So I still have the hardware, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it fixed or just kind of get rid of it. But I've got a much better phone. And I also have better camera equipment. Sometimes I just do what's easiest, but I was using, when I first started the channel, I was using like an old Samsung phone, and people were giving me critique about it. They're like, hey, it sounds like you're talking to your phone. It's like, well, I was, but the phone caught on fire, and I got a new one. So that problem is solved. Don't play one more time. But you know, you look at some of the comments, and it's like, yeah, no, that's fair. You know, you want to have good audio. Because I want people to be able to tolerate playing this stuff. And then I also had one where I would pre-record a bunch of plays, and I was having the same audio issue with all of these plays, and people were commenting like, oh, hey, what kind of software are you using? It wasn't the software, it was because my computer needed to be reloaded between, not like turned off or restarted. I had to reload my game, or it would get like popcorn sounds. I get like crackles, and it was really noticeable. So I continued to upload the stuff I already had, and it seems like a waste not to. But I, you know, basically, like, if 20 people commented about it, trust me, folks, I listen. I don't comment back to respond to something that's a known issue, so please don't get offended, but I do factor in like all the comments. Some of them are a little tough to swallow. I had somebody say I had like ADD, but it was really, what it was I had no script, and I was just going ad hoc, and YouTube had when you first start a channel, they limit you to 15 minutes. I couldn't get it all in 15 minutes, so I sped the video up a little bit, and so then people were like, oh, you need medication, blah blah, you sound nuts, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So clearly I said, you know, people like the information, but they don't like the video to be tampered with audio-wise, so I stopped doing that. And fortunately, YouTube cut that requirement, so now I can put any timeline on my videos. It can be an hour, it can be like 10 hours, it can be under 15 minutes, so I don't have that problem anymore. But when I first started, I was like, man, this video, I worked really hard on this, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And so people were like really pissed about that. So that, I factored that in, but I stopped answering individual comments about it because it's an issue. So, but yeah, that, you know, and then when people comment like individually, like, oh, this is the game I like to play when I lived in New Jersey and I went to my grandma's or whatever, I like to comment on those or respond because I find those very endearing. You know, it's like, oh, I have the same kind of memories. So it's fun, and it adds a level of social dynamic to this. But when, you know, when people say like, when they say, you know, kind of the same thing over and over, like, oh, you know, that game came out in this year, which people typically don't say because, you know, everybody kind of knows. It's just not, it's not really a response question. It's just like, I might give you a like for that because you're contributing, and I appreciate that. But I'm not gonna, I don't have a ton of comments, but you have to figure, for a YouTube channel, you get a lot of comments. And my channel's still growing. I'm not even a partner yet, but some of these channels have like hundreds of thousands of subs or like millions. So it really does put it in perspective, because I used to say like, oh, they never respond. Well, they probably have, either they don't see the comment, or they just forget, or they don't have time. You know, especially people who've had these channels for a long time, they're like, well, I just can't do this. So they're not going to respond unless it benefits them directly. I'm still not at that point yet, and I have a few people who contribute consistently, and I appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give them preferential treatment because they're actually making an effort to contribute, and they're adding like really great stuff. I got to plug Underwater Levels for that. Like, man, he's got some serious he's got some really serious contributions that are awesome, and I really enjoy it because he gives me ideas like, oh yeah, you should try this, and I used to play this, and it's great. And so I get, what I do is I give him I comment on like all of his posts because they're all really, oh gosh, this guy. Now I really want to win this. Getting a little quiet because this is challenging. I was just trying to play through this and, you know, chat, and it's like I'm actually not doing that bad, so, oh my gosh. Oh no! Ah! No! I think I almost beat the game. Alright, well, so that's Space Invaders. Actually did pretty good on that, but that was the first time playing that, and probably, I want to say I played this at a lake house for a friend's birthday. There was an arcade in the basement, but I haven't played it and it was like the Atari version or the arcade version. I haven't played this game in forever, so thanks for watching. I'm going to let the credits scroll here, and this is an Activision. It was actually kind of fun. I kind of want to, I don't know if I want to beat it at some point. Like, I almost did. I wasn't even really trying, so maybe if I came back and tried it again, I could go through and beat it. But no, it's actually really fun talking with you all, because people seem to be enjoying the channel. I am too. It gives me an opportunity to really invest some time in something I really enjoy doing for fun, you know, and it gets you away from your everyday life, which is typically like bills, job, and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. But anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and share. That would really help me out. It really help the channel, and we'll get some more content up. I try to do pretty consistent content, as you can see. But anyway, take care. Thanks everybody, and have a good one.